So now you should more or less be able to see full screen. Concerning the housekeeping rules, yes, I think you can perhaps first we will do a little information on the tool itself. If you have some questions right away, you can perhaps write them down. After this, we will have anyway an open Q&A session. And then perhaps it's more convenient to interact directly by raising your hand, and then one by one we will give you the floor. So I thought this is perhaps the best solution for now. Then we will see if we have to adapt. Yes, carbon footprint. We have, of course, this tool. I don't want to go too much into the history of carbon footprint and how it was developed and why it was developed and who has contributed to develop it. It has been developed by a project in the previous program period, and it is available. This is perhaps the most important information on this link that you can see here. We had a couple of issues to give access to everybody, as there has been between the two programs also some new tools that have been developed. There have been the migration of servers, and taking all this into consideration, the different systems and programs that we are using had to be, the interfaces had to be tuned again. And due to this, also we had some access issues during a certain time, so that everybody can get access to the tool. By now, this should be solved. You should have received an email, either the project manager or the carbon footprint coordinator, that gives you access to the tool. It is an individual access, so there's no possibility just to send an access request through the tool. It is linked to the projects and linked to your registration in GEMS. So this is one of the interfaces that is important to keep in mind. It is this is linked. Yes, what are we going to do today? So we are first of all a little bit looking at how to use the tool, how to report it. This is very much linked to the reporting. Of course, we have the reporting period has started the 1st of July and is running until the end of September. Then we will see, because there are some features that have to be explained. There are some features that are not fully functional. So I will give you an outlook on already some identified workaround solutions. And if we have time, perhaps some testimonials, because we have had a survey interface before, so we have already some feedback. And then we will give the floor to, on your side, you will have, it's time for your questions and hopefully answers from our side. And then we will see the conclusion. Okay. Yes, there have been some before, while planning this seminar and during the runtime of the mainly also thematic projects that are starting. There have been some questions why we are doing this in general, why carbon footprint calculation. And I just wanted to give you some points of interest. So, of course, it's unfortunately, it is more work for you, because you are in a project mode. You have to do a lot of things. We are asking a lot of things. You have to report a lot of things. And then on top of this, we are also asking that you use this tool for calculating your carbon footprint of projects. Well, the idea behind is evident. We are trying to work to improve with our projects the general conditions of climate change. Carbon footprint is one of the main issues that we have to consider in this context. And what we are doing is working with projects. So we are planning projects, and what we are doing has an impact on carbon footprint, on climate change. So this tool is helping you to plan, perhaps to consider when planning already your project, how to yeah, what impact it can have. And then when you are implementing your project, it is monitoring of the activities and perhaps a little bit also fine tuning to see that there are certain things that have more impact than other things. We will perhaps discuss this also. There's of course, one of the main issues that we have. This is not something that that is a secret. Is traveling. So this is something to consider, I think, for any project. And then another point is also awareness raising. We have a lot of discussion inside our structure, and I think this has been a little bit the point for all over where I have been working through my career about how to organize traveling in general. So this is in any bigger or smaller units or structures. This is always a big issue. And unfortunately, one of the points that is less taken into account is carbon footprint impact. So there are a lot of different issues that are discussed all over, but this is perhaps also helping to take up to your own organization this issue, because we have to work with this. We are all working in a project, but we are also coming from different sides, from universities, from territorial bodies, and we have also to discuss in our structure that there is something else than costs and time to be considered when we are planning our travels. Okay, now we can continue, and I think I try to switch now to the tool itself. I hope it is going to work. Otherwise, I have some slides as a backup as well. But I think for that matter, I have to change and to go back to re-share with another window. Okay. Yeah, here I'm already fully inside. Yes. So we have seen you. First of all, you have you get your access. You go to your to the tool. So this is a tool. This is where you are directed from. So this is not the address, but it's an automatic link to this address where you are redirected by entering the address that I had given you. So you enter the other address because first we had another host, and then if the host is changing, in this case we don't hope we change a lot of times on top of what we have seen, but you get to this address currently. So then you have here your you open the tool, and what you have here is your project. So our project is called, it's a dummy project. It is called Euromed 9 base scenario. So this is our project we are working with, and I'm opening it. I hope you can follow. So there's no problem with the tool now. Okay. Here you get now, when you open the project, you have some information, some general information on the project acronym, on the project name, so a short description. On the left hand, you have you can select. Now this is a column where you can select different features. So this is the calculator. Then you go to results. And then there are also some recommendations. Then we have compensation. Actually, this is something that had been one of the features that we asked the project also to develop. In the end, we have decided for now to leave it not to go that far, because first of all, there is of course, if we are entering to compensation, we wanted also to have perhaps something that has an impact on our own projects. And second, the main issue is also that we cannot, for now, have full outside on compensation possibilities. So I think the monitoring awareness raising is first of all is the good approach to start with, and then also to avoid before you go to compensate. This is also all a little bit of an ongoing discussion. Compensation could be seen also as something that is perhaps a little bit easy to do, and not giving you first of all the work to think of how you can avoid your carbon footprint impact. And then we have a summary dashboard. We will see because there are some features that are not fully functional now, and this is one of them. Up there you have information on the project structure, and then also on importing and deleting data. I'm just rapidly, I wanted to show you this. Now I have an issue because it's not very fast sometimes, because here we have the issue of the upload of Excel files that currently is a little bit difficult as well. Okay, it's very, very slow. So I will see if we can launch the calculator. And if this is also too slow, unfortunately, I will probably have to go back to my backup with the slides. So give it a little bit of time. Okay, here we go. So we are starting with the calculator now. This is when you launch what you see when you launch the calculator. So you have the different fields of calculation, office and smart working. This is the usual work you're doing in your office. Then what I think is the main issue for our work, travel, accommodation. Then when you have the event venue, when you have an event, what is happening on the spot. You have food and drinks, communication material, and then you have still the possibility to add other emission sources. And that is the calculation of the carbon footprint calculator for now. So we are launching the travel. And what you can see, first of all, you cannot launch it if you do not enter, this is what you have to do first, the reporting period. So we are entering a reporting period, and we are relaunching it, and now it's possible. So what do you have here? You have, first of all, now the reporting period has been defined. It's reporting period 1. Partner is us, JS. We are starting with the first work package. We will later see that also we have this issue of work packages and activities, and we will have a workaround to offer. And we're starting with an activity, the first one, generating integrated knowledge and results and deliverable. As well, the first one, it is scientific publications. Now you have to plan a trip. So you are perhaps you have a flight. Now for flights, you have to enter first the country where your flight starts. So we are starting from France. Here it is. And now you have to choose the airport. Now you have a list of all the airports in France. Be careful, because sometimes it is not really, it is linked to the airport names. So I had a hard time also to find Marseille, because Marseille actually is not Marseille, it is Provence. If you go to the spelling, you have to go to Provence, Marseille. And now, where are you going? Okay, let's now go to Belgium. And let's have a look at the airports in Belgium when we are done here. So still looking for, apparently there's a big list of airports in Belgium. Trying to load. Okay, now here we are. Okay, we wanted to go to Brussels. Now we have a flight to Charleroi. You know, there are some flights, cheaper flights. And now you have to enter your travel information. So you are starting perhaps in May. It was a trip that started in May. Perhaps it started the 6th of May and coming back, yes, the 8th of May. So you see, be careful with entering the date because you see this is the American way of entering dates. So anyway, this is not the impact you have on carbon footprint calculation itself, but in the end to the list of your trips. You were traveling 2 people. It was a round trip, and it was an economy flight. And then perhaps a short description trip to Brussels. It's not taking up. Anyway, okay, perhaps here. There's been an issue with my to Brussels. Okay. Okay, here we go. And we are saving this. And now you have get a feedback that the information has been successfully saved. I'm going a little bit down. Okay, here you can see on a very general map, you can see all the trips that have been entered. So here you can see among all these trips, our trip from Marseille to Brussels. And then here you have a list of saved entries. So our trip is here on top. I have to go down to give you the full picture. So it gives you already all the information that you have entered. It does not give you on that list, on that screen, the information on the carbon footprint already. This is a saved entry, but the carbon footprint, you have to go to the results. So, but here you have all the list of all the different trips that you have been entered for your project. Okay. So now, of course, you want to know the results. So you have to go to carbon footprint results. And it gives you already, when you launch this feature, it gives you already some information, general information on your results. So it gives you information on carbon footprint, emissions, CO2, GHG, and an equivalent also on football fields. So this is always very liked to calculate what this means on hectares of football fields to compensation. Here you see now, if you go down, you can have your information per category of emissions. Now here already you see, okay, I have entered a lot of travel as well, but in general, travel is of course one of the main issues for carbon footprint. What we are working with. You have, of course, also office and smart working, which is important. So here we are in the main issues. And then you can, no, I got an issue with, excuse me. Okay, there's some, you can perhaps have another, here you can see per partner, how it is now presentation per partner. So we have the partners are named a little bit for a dummy project like test non-allocated test 2. So this is well, just to give you another idea. And then per work package, actually this is something that appeared very, I will already give you that information because it was one of the first feedbacks we got, work package. How to enter per work package if you have a trip for a project meeting. And of course, you are not meeting per work package. You're not meeting per activity or per deliverable. So in the end, we decided also that the information that you can get per work package is not really something that helps a lot to calculate, to plan or monitor your project. So we decided it is not relevant, the work package, the activity, or the deliverable, already to give you that information. So there are not many ways to really identify a carbon footprint allocated to work packages. And it is not something that is very relevant for the project. So we decide for now to skip this functionality. Okay, you have a different representations per partner, per work package. And then this is perhaps interesting because then you have, at one point, you have the carbon footprint per reporting period. And you also have on top, you can see the increase of the general carbon footprint output during your project runtime. Now, of course, we had entered a trip. We have entered an individual trip, and where is it? For that matter, you have to go to the detailed analysis. And here you can see, you can have a look on different periods. You can have an analysis per partner, per work package. But what we are interested in now is to go to all the inputs and to check our travel, because this is what we have entered. And there we see on the top we have the same list as that we had seen with the saved activities on the calculator side. And now I'm okay. Here it is back. My mouse from time to time it disappears, unfortunately. Okay, and now we have to go all the way to the right side. We go up to our trip again, and we got an information on the description on percentage. So you see already that this flight economy class 1 round trip, it's quite a high percentage of emission that we have here. So here you have the indications of all the different trips. So this is perhaps giving you an information of for planning and for monitoring your carbon footprint output already, because here you get an indication. We have had some issues on calculation of terrestrial transport. I'm now trying to switch again to my presentation because I wanted to show you some ongoing discussions already. And then we will perhaps have a break, and I will have, because I've seen there have been apparently already some questions. We will have a look at those questions already, and then I will continue to give you, from my side, some feedback on some discoveries that have already, from the survey, and we have discovered from our side. So let me just give you a last input before we have this change to go back to the presentation. Okay. So this is a different slide. It's a little bit further down, because here is all that we had now handled that way. Okay. Give it some time to change to presentation mode. Usually can do, but now it's a little bit slow. Okay, I don't know why it does not. You're probably still seeing as myself the working mode. Trying again. No. Perhaps this is the way to do it. You can see a presentation mode now? No?
Yes,
We
we
have to
can
go
see.
to skip a lot of slides because here we go. No, still a lot of slides here. Okay. I also wanted not to hide that we have also some issues that we have discussed also just on the output that we get from the carbon footprint calculator currently. I have entered a couple of to test it, a couple of trips by different means of transport, so by train, between always the same distance between Lyon in France and Brussels also in Belgium. So I have all these are the same amount of travelers too. We have a different means of transportation, train, we have car with a gasoline car, we have flight, and we have bus. And what we can see in the output is actually something that we have to discuss because from now we see that, for example, car and gasoline is higher than if you have a flight, economy class. This has to be seen because I have checked some other calculators at the same time. It seems to be not to be the same. The point is, this is, of course, the data has to be updated. So the calculation method has to be updated, but the data you're entering, the basic data, is staying. So we will have an update. This is one of the features that is planned to be improved with the tool, with us, with you and us using the tool to get this data behind really up to date. But of course, for that matter, we have all to work with the tool. So we wanted to ask you really to start to enter the data now. And then we have, of course, also from our side, one of the points that we have foreseen is to improve the tool. But for that matter, we have very well to identify on what points we have to issue the terms of references for working on that tool. So that is basically the main point that we are where we are now. So we have the tool running. We have some information, but we have to fine-tune it. So I think for this, especially for this first reporting period, the main point is enter the data, check plausibility of your data. We also will check from our side. And let's identify, first of all, what is running, where do we still have issues, so that we can, on the long and medium run, improve the tool. Okay. Now I think I wanted also to check with my colleagues if somebody has followed the questions because I have seen there's been something, but so far I have not seen the questions themselves. Perhaps we have already some feedback on certain issues.
Christophe, yes, indeed, there has been quite a few questions written in the Q&A
Okay,
while you were presenting. So I would say there's a group of questions regarding the link of a trip with activities and work packages, because sometimes a trip can be related to different work packages or different activities because it's for a meeting and it's being discussed globally. So question is, do they have to link to a work package and an activity? And if they have two, shall they split it, or shall they choose one work package and one activity?
Okay, this is one of the main questions, of course. Yeah. It is one of the feedbacks that appeared, one of the first things we identified, all of us. Yes, as I've said already, I've tried to mention it already, but and wanted to come back to this as well. It is not very useful to split a meeting because usually you are coping with all the work packages and many activities. So it is a headache to identify a percentage of 5% to that activity, to even you can go to deliverable. So we wanted you to make it easy, to give you not to make it complicated. So you can just, the idea is, because technically for now the tool is has been developed in a way that this data is sometimes missing. So we really think it's for working, for having the tool running, enter an activity, a work package, and a deliverable. But it is not required to enter to really break your head what work package or deliverable. We are not doing any follow-up on this. So if you want on your side have a feedback, okay, but from our side, I think it's also for usability. It's not really making sense to try to find a system how to distinguish between different work packages or activities or even deliverables. So I have for testing, I've always entered the first work package, the first activity, the first deliverable, because otherwise it has to be also, as it is taken up from GEMS, you have to see is this work package linked to that activity, and so make it easy. Don't spend too much time on bothering about this.
Okay, thank you, Christophe. We have some other questions that are kind of linked, which is about partners' data. First question is that, is only the coordinator allowed or requested to enter the data? And one partner says that the download of the Excel file with the info of the partners into the tool is not working. How can we proceed? Only the coordinators can fill the data in the tool, or can the partners enter directly the information in it?
Okay. The access is linked to one partner, the carbon footprint coordinator, or the project manager, the lead partner's project manager. So this is usually the access data. The Excel is something that I have not shown you that feature, because as actually when I last tried it, the download was working, but there are issues with the upload. So I have tried a couple for going through a long time. In the meantime, also we had some development, so the situation is also a little bit liquid, but in the beginning, it worked. If you enter all the data in the Excel, it worked. The upload worked as well, but you really had to enter the compatible work package activity that is really linked to this work package and deliverable as well. Only then it worked. Lately, I tried again, and I had the impression that I could not guarantee that there is a stable work environment on this. So I'm perhaps some of you have succeeded, but I'm not really recommending to use the Excel for now. We have to work on it. The Excel itself is updated by the data from what is entered in GEMS at the moment that you have entered the project. So if you have some updates in GEMS, this is also a feature that we have to integrate. It is not necessarily updated in the Excel. So this is something that we have identified This is another point why for now we are not recommending to use the Excel. I know it is a little bit more time to enter the data individually, but I cannot guarantee a stable work environment for now with the Excel file. Afterwards, I've seen you can copy data into the Excel file when it works. What is, of course, the objective is to have a stable work environment on this. It is easier, probably, but for now it is not fully functional, unfortunately. We have a lot of other
There's quite a few
feedback.
questions. There's also some hand raised. Maybe I present you two questions quite easy, and then we can take the raised hand participant questions. One is about which reporting shall they do the carbon footprint calculation, only full report or each period? And
Yes.
second is more a remark is I think it was at the beginning. North Macedonia Republic seems not to appear in the tool, and therefore not the Skopje airport. I think that was the remark. So
Okay.
maybe to be checked. So that's the remark and first question. Then we'll have Lelia.
Okay. I wanted also not to be too ambitious about the first reporting. As I have said already, the point is try to enter your data, the data that you have already. Give us some feedback on such things as, for example, that there are problems with the list, North Macedonia, because we have not discovered everything. I have discovered also I think I've discovered an airport also that I knew that it is out there. I don't know which one in Greece or somewhere, but that was not mentioned neither on the list. So there are some issues. There are some issues for sure. Let's identify together all these issues. Give us a feedback. I think we have the survey already. We will leave it online. I think we will perhaps integrate the link of the survey again to the tool, so that you can give us a precise feedback on what you are identifying while launching your reporting. And then we have to see if there is something we can do on our side, if we have to foresee some external expert intervention on it, if it is something we can find a workaround. Yes, reporting. Usually we wanted to have a continuous reporting with every reporting period, because we thought monitoring carbon footprint perhaps is a continuous issue. But seeing where we are, let's not be over ambitious. Let's work together. Let's try to identify the issues and to go with what we have to identify the issues that we have to work on together. Okay.
Okay, so there's two hands raised. The first one is Lelia. Lelia, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. You may open your mic.
Hello. Hello. I'm with Lelia. I'm Miltos. We have one simple question. In one of the things that we have to calculate is it says percentage of personnel usage. So for example, I'm working in a project. I have to calculate the percentage of my work. So far in European projects, we have man hours. So we say that I worked 0.4 of a man month, which is 143 hours. So shall we take the hours that I actually work in the project and map them to 143 and calculate the percentage? Is that okay?
Okay, now we are going to usability issues, because this is we have these 2 points. We have technical features and we have usability.
No. It's a matter of not usability. It's a matter of how you calculate. It's a matter of how we'll calculate the percentage of a person working in the project. So I am working in the project for 10 hours. So
Yes.
Shall I say that out of 143 hours that 1 month has, 10 hours is 0.5, it's 5%. That's what I'm going to declare, this 5%.
Yes, I wanted to go perhaps right away to the tool to have because now we are going to a feature that is particularly this is the feature of work environment. So I try to get back to have a look at the tool right away so that we can perhaps see the issue in the work environment, how you enter the information in the calculator. So I'm going back to here. You should be able to see the tool again. I want to go back to the calculator. It's a little bit lazy to change, but I think it's important that you see how to enter the data because you have you have percentage. You have usually a list for every employee. And for every employee, you have a percentage to enter of the work on the project. And it is also explained. I want also to show you where it is explained. But for that matter, it has to go back to the calculator. Okay,
Now,
we are getting there. Okay, Office and Smart Working. It's a little bit so in the end, the result is yes, you have to enter the percentage that you are working on the project, of course. This is the idea also to identify. Actually, it is very much linked to what you report also on when you claim your costs, your expenses. So yeah, I'm sorry that it's so slow.
Hello,
Because-
if I may, yes, just
Yes.
waiting for the tool. Yeah, I would like, hello, Sophie Scarvelis from the JS. I would like just as a general manner to specify that this is a trial we are doing to calculate the carbon footprint of our projects, but it should not be a burden for you to use this tool. So make it as easy as possible. If you, we'd give options like going through work packages, activities, deliverables, etc. But these are just options. So you can also don't use these features for sure, or make it easy and put everything on the same work package, for example, an activity, if the system does not allow you, like in the Excel, to leave empty fields. We won't monitor that. The overall carbon footprint will be monitored. And for the staff, the easy thing is to take the same percentage like you use to declare expenditure. If you declare 20% of the staff as expenditure, you can use 20% here also. Don't try to modify it. It's the easiest way to go with it. And there are several questions, Christophe, on this, the who has to enter the data, as we cannot use the for the moment the Excel file. So if one person only, the carbon footprint referent, should enter the data for all the partners, or if all the partners can, each partner can enter the data. There are a lot of questions around that.
Okay, you have the access. You can handle the access if it is convenient. So either you spread the access data and say, okay, first of all, you enter, and then, but you have the access as it is given by when you register your project, and then you can organize. If it is one person that is filling the list, or say, okay, now I give you the access and you enter by yourself, because everybody is somehow feeling acquainted with the tool. This is also one of the questions. If you have a system outside of the tool where you collect the data and then one person, because I think it's not so complicated. It's possible that everybody can enter the data. But perhaps some feel more comfortable to keep the access just in one hand. So this is more up to you to organize it.
Be honest, at the beginning, what we thought was that this would be harmonized and coordinated by one person per project. However, with the facility of using an Excel file where the referent can compile the information from all the partners, so maybe you can use also the Excel file as you can download it to take all the information, to retrieve the information from the partners, and the referent does it. Because otherwise, maybe you will have some problems, for example, in double counting some activities or something like that. But really, it's up to you. If it's easier to give the access to each partner, let's see how it works also. And one question was also on, for example, for a meeting, who will count the meal or so for the meetings, what is important is that the one who is organizing the meeting, the activity will insert the information here, not the participant, okay? Because otherwise you will have different information for the same lunch, for example. So this has to be tackled by the one who is organizing the meeting.
In the end, it is very much linked to how you claim your expenditure. So the one that is, for example, that is organizing a catering is entering the information as it is also for the carbon footprint on that side, on their side. If you have afterwards, if you have during your trip, if you have other meals that you want also in restaurant, or you can enter them for your trip as well. But this is very much linked to now you have a lot. Of course, we have flat rate, but you can imagine, and many of you, even us, we have to claim still from our to be reimbursed the same way. So we have still to give evidence of what we have been, for example, expenditure that we have done during the trip. So you know how that works. What you claim usually as an expenditure on your side is also what you enter in the carbon footprint. And for example, the catering, everything that is on the venue, this is on the side of the organizer of the venue. Okay, we have some more questions, or we have some hands raised.
Yes,
Yes.
there's still some hand raised. Sorry. Stefano, maybe you've been waiting for quite a while. If you still have your question.
Yes, thanks. I'm Stefano Magauda, University of Roma 3. And yes, I have a general issue. The procedure for this data entry in the web tool, I think is very time consuming, considering only one partner that have the role to manage all this procedure. If the Excel file can permit an automatic input in the web tool, we can manage this this activity. But if there is only the coordinator that have to do the data entry for all the partners, in this first period, probably there are not so much travels and activities, but in the other semester, there will be a lot of activities. I think that for us, it's not possible to manage this data entry for 10 partners, because we are a university department. I have some researcher involved in this project, and I have to allocate one resource, one person for 1 month, a researcher for doing this data entry.
No,
think
I stop you. Okay,
Okay.
we understood that, and that's why we said that since for the moment the feature for the Excel is not working, you can use the same credentials for all the partners and organize it in a
Okay.
different way. We
I
are
will give
flexible on that, considering that the feature the feature with the Excel file, which was supposed to be to help this process, is for the moment not yet functioning. So really, we don't want to burden on you on that. It's really not our intention. This is not the core
Okay.
activity of the project. So
we can share
Okay.
the password of our account to our
yes,
partners.
and you can
Okay.
yes, and it can be used at the same time. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
there is
I think
question
that
mark.
in this moment this is the only solution.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks.
it's a workaround solution, let's say, until we fix everything. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
This is also actually, this is the point where we really need also perhaps your feedback, really, because we can, I have now a work environment where I can test technically how things are working. But on the organizational side, of course, we cannot rebuild for now everything. So how you can work with this, I just can give you the advice, try at least to enter some data so that you are acquainted with the tool. Try to organize among partners how this is possible, and give us also some feedback on usability, because we have also to improve together the tool. We cannot impose to you a work burden that is disproportional to the impact of the tool. We are a little bit in this co-creation situation where we need also your feedback on many features on that tool as well.
Yeah, so we can use the Excel file in this moment to harmonize the data that we collect, and then we will give to each partner the access to the platform, and they are going to insert the harmonized Excel file per each partner, and so we can manage. We are going to do this this activity. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
There is a subsequent question that is, can multiple users use the platform at the same time with the same credentials? I don't know if we have the answer now, but that could be an issue indeed if they use it all the time. All at the same time, sorry.
Yeah, if I may, Florian Jacquet from the JS, you can connect multiple users with the same account at the same time. The only issue is to update the same data at the same time. So it may be better to avoid the synchronous updates in the tool.
Okay, thank you, Florian. So one partner a day, keep the data safe, right? Something like that. Okay, thank you. Next question is Nicoletta Patrizzi that was waiting. Please,
Hi.
Nicoletta.
Hi, thanks.
Hi.
Mine is not a question. Maybe it's just, if you want, I can give some hints, since I'm the carbon footprint reference from the Community for Innovation governance partner, and have been able to include all the records for the first year of the governance project. So if you think is could be of help, I can tell you how I deal with this issue. So basically what I did has been to create my self Excel file, meaning not the one that is able we can download from the tool, but mimicking what is asked from the tool, including all the boxes with the information. So if you go inside the tool, for almost all questions, you can find useful information regarding what means the the minimum standard of the saving practices for offices, the travel, how to consider all this stuff. So I included all these hints and information in the Excel file through messages boxes to each for my carbon footprint reference for having their information. And then I share with each partner this file. Of course, we had several meetings for informing them how to use and what is needed for having this. And in the end, I was able to upload by myself all the data for the first year of the governance project of the Community for Innovation project in around 4 hours. So basically, it's not that a burden that that seems impossible. I know that for anyone at the beginning, everything seems impossible, but after the first trial, I can tell you really that is not that impossible. The first time will be more on understanding where to keep and where to have the proper data. And I decide to not share with my partner the credential just because I would like to be sure about the data and that everything was harmonized and everything will be included in a proper way. We had a lot of feedback email when I received the filled in Excel because sometimes some data seems to me crazy. So basically we have a discussion with the partner. But really, if you find a way for including and for having all the data in the hands of one referent, is not that impossible. And also I didn't include the division per work package activity because the first question from my partner was the financial reporting is not divided per activity. Yeah. So we are not going to do this. Okay, it's not a problem. I included, in my case, I included two reporting because it was related to the first year. So basically for all the first year of the governance project. But really in the end, it's not that impossible. It's more to have the proper and the correct data that instead uploading it. And in the end, I find some airport and some countries that were not included in the tool for the flights. I calculate by myself in another tool and enter it as a kilometers. But really, my bigger issue was try to enter in the tool. But in the end, when I got my credential, wasn't not an impossible task.
Thank you for this positive
testimonial.
Testimony. Thank you.
Okay, we have Laura, I think. You have to, your micro is off.
Yes, sorry. Good morning. I think Joelle is first, but I don't know if she needs to ask or I can.
Sorry, Joelle.
Thank you. It's okay. So I have two questions. I understand that this reporting period is going to be like a testing period. So it's I do understand that. But what about the next reporting period? Should we do that on full reporting period or a partial and full reporting period? We need to integrate the data and the tools because as I understood from what I read, is that we need to do that on each reporting period. But our lead partner was saying that it should be just on the full reporting period. So I was like a little bit confused on when to collect the data, when to ask the partners for the data.
Yes, actually this full reporting and only financial reporting is not basically referring to the carbon footprint. This is to the whole reporting process. The carbon footprint, as I've mentioned, is a continuous reporting. So in the beginning, the idea was, okay, it is interesting to monitor every 6 months the progress on carbon footprint. Now, as I've also mentioned, for this first reporting period, we have some issues. So we advising you to take it easy, to enter the data that you can enter, to try to organize you the best way. You get some advices, some hints how you can organize you among yourself, but we are not really from our side, we are not making it an issue about how you are processing this. We're giving you some advice. We wanted to get some feedback from your side, what is working, what is not working. But it's not a hard, from our side, it's not a hard reporting where we say, okay, your carbon footprint is missing, what is happening or so. So take it easy, get acquainted with the tool, and let's see how far you can get with it. And if there are issues that we know that there are issues already, if there is something appearing, give us a feedback, and we will see. So this is meant for that, to get acquainted with the tool.
Okay, thank you. And my other question is for the travel and accommodation, we should include only the travel and accommodation of the partners, the project partners, or also we should include the associated partners in that? I mean, the trips that we are paying, the project is paying for the trips for the associated partners as an external cost. Should we include them in this tool or not?
Usually, if you're claiming costs for the associated partners, the idea would to include them because this is covered by the project. So if they are traveling, it is generated by the project. They are traveling for the project. So the idea is to include this as well.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, I will now. Good morning to all. Sorry, because I joined later because I didn't have the link for the meeting. Sorry for that. So maybe my questions will be already raised by other partners. But I'm a researcher at the Portuguese Institute of the Marine and Atmosphere in Portugal, and I have some doubts regarding. I will try to summarize from what I heard if I'm saying it properly. So basically, the Excel file is still not working for all the projects, or we can try to use it because I already did some tests and I received some errors. Yes,
this is the experience that we have made as well. The Excel file, the download is working, but the upload is, there are mainly error messages. I have tried it myself. I have seen, I can confirm. So I cannot see a stable work environment on the upload of the Excel files for now.
Yeah, because I downloaded, and one of my questions were, I am the responsible, of course, for the carbon footprint for ICE project, and we are 11 partners. And one of my questions were, if the Excel, because I downloaded properly, so I can identify the name of the project, the name of the partner, and the reporting period that we are using. So if all of the 11 partners send me the Excel file, I will, if the Excel file upload was working properly, will I be able to upload the 11 Excel files from the first reporting period, for instance?
No. If it is, so now we are in a what-if discussion. So if the Excel file is working properly, it will work properly at one point, we are all hoping. It will be one Excel file that you upload where you integrate the data. You can copy the data from another Excel file to this Excel file, but you will not upload 11 Excel files. You will upload one Excel file.
Okay.
So in each Excel file, you have a section for every partner and the reporting periods.
But in the front page of the Excel, I cannot, well, unless I can just put I do not put a partner. I just have a left blank, and I just put the project, and then it's for all partners. Otherwise, I will, because if I had the information from each partner, I don't,
Yes.
in the accommodation, I do not have the identification of the partner. I have it in the front page, isn't it?
We
Of the
can have
Excel file.
I will try to have a look at the Excel file perhaps in the meantime so that we can confirm. From how I get it, it's one Excel file that is generated by project, and you have the information, and you have to choose from the pickup list in the front page which partner information you
Yes.
are looking at. Yeah.
So I do not, in the Excel file, I do not have it just for the whole project.
For the whole project, you want to say well, yeah, you have to enter by partner in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why my question. My question were, okay, I will upload 11 Excel files for each partner for the first reporting period, because in the front page of the Excel file, I have the information for project and partner.
Okay. Perhaps I can share this. Where are we? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a test Excel file.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the project acronym, project name, project short description. And here you choose the period.
Yes.
Exactly. And here, for example, you have to choose, where do you choose the partner actually? Now I'm also a little bit confused.
No, we don't have.
Here you have the partner. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I have the
Here you have
partner.
the partner. You can
Yeah,
see.
but in
And now you have,
unless.
I have 4 partners, 4 dummy partners. So
Mhm.
I can choose the partner now. Test 2. And now I choose the period,
Yes.
but it's one Excel file in the end, you know. So you don't
Yeah.
have 11.
So
You should have here, you should have the 11 partners if you have, because every Excel file is customized to the project. So here you should have your partners.
So when we that's for me, well, maybe I'm not seeing it clearly. I understand that we have here the partners and I choose the partner, but when I will fill the following spreadsheets, it will be referring for the partner that I'm choosing. If I change the partner, will the same, how do you understand the information? There will be a link for the other cells on the other spreadsheets?
Well, how I see now, if you choose at the front page the partner test 4,
yeah,
and then you go here, this is entered for the partner test 4.
Okay, I will try. I will try, and then I understand
Give
that.
me a feedback. That's the problem, but this is how I understand the working of the Excel file.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm used to work with Excel files and with the
Yeah,
job lists, but the
Yeah,
problem is that if you will maintain, if I change the partner, if then I can have more, if there will be a link with the following, if there will a macro that will be built on, and I don't think so. If you don't link them, I don't think that will work like that. That's
Okay,
why I'm saying that in this way, or I repeat the spreadsheets for the 11 partners where I have the project information for each partner and then the different spreadsheet with information. Otherwise, I don't think it will work as you are planning.
Okay, just send me your Excel file perhaps. For now, I have anyway, we have the problem that I cannot even test it because the upload is, but send me your Excel file perhaps.
Yes,
and I will
try to do it. I will try to do it just with partners and then, but I will send you. This is one of my first questions because then my doubt was, okay, I will upload 11 Excel files in the first reporting period. And then for the second reporting period, I have to delete them and then to upload the news again, if there was, but if it's just one Excel file, we will try to do that. I would like to have a suggestion. I understand this is a tool that has a lot of work involved. and I understand that. But I think if the purpose is to allocate the percentage of carbon for each activity or for each work package, putting everything in one work package, it will bias what is happening in terms of carbon footprint.
But
So
this link
if
to the, excuse me, because I'm interrupting you here because we have discussed, you told me you were perhaps a little bit late. Yes, this is not what we want anymore. We have all discovered the same thing. We have all discovered that this is not making sense. Even what are we doing with the information by work package or activity? So just take it easy and enter how it is convenient for you, because we are not there's no idea of follow up on
I
that.
was going to provide some suggestions.
Okay, then if you have a suggestion.
One of them is that maybe we can have for the whole project, regardless the work package and activities, and then you can do a percentage of the person month involved or the percentage of persons for each work package of activity. You can extrapolate at least the carbon footprint involved based on the people working on them, maybe. Another suggestion is that if you are going to correct the Excel file, if you, in the drop list, you can put steering committees, because every 6 months we have steering committees that will cover all the work package and activities. And maybe with this extra option, the people will not be so lost when trying to how I will fit different work package when we are covering all of them at the same time. So the suggestions maybe.
Thank you very much
for the future.
Interesting suggestion. Yeah, of course, it's an interesting suggestion, because we need as you see, we need the feedback from your side as well to improve also this tool. Of course, yeah, it's an interesting suggestion, and we are planning, of course, to improve it.
Okay, thank you. So I will continue trying the Excel. Otherwise, I will go to online.
Okay.
Share with my partners.
Thank you, Laura.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay, next hand raised is Christian.
Ciao, Christian.
Your microphone is not open.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
I could talk. Ciao.
Hi.
We have two questions. The first one, we wrote in the application form that we would have reported this carbon footprint calculation 1 per year. So basically, we will have 3 reporting. Is this okay, or we have to move to the semester reporting?
You're referring to the reporting. You have usually the ideas. I'm repeating again, is to have a reporting. The first idea was to have a reporting for every reporting period. Okay. Now we have the first reporting period that is somehow a discovery to get acquainted with the tool. So we cannot really, as the tool is, some features are not functioning, some features are difficult to handle. We don't have a strict follow-up on this reporting. So take it easy, get acquainted with the tool for the first reporting. And the next reporting is starting in January. Until then, we will hopefully have some progress on other features, and we will give you more instructions of what we can do for the second reporting. But now the main issue is to try to enter the data, to get acquainted with the tool, and to try to enter the data, because the data that you have entered can be adapted if the tool is adapted. So that's the main issue.
Okay, great. So at the moment, I will keep this annual reporting, and then in case we will move to this.
Okay.
2 per year. The other question is, we didn't understand if we have to upload a baseline and then upload a kind of ex post calculation in order to calculate the difference between this baseline and what happened in the real world. Or if we have just to report at the end of the reporting period what we have done during that reporting period. This second option is quite easier, of course, but at the beginning, we understood the activity foreseen was the first one I mentioned.
So this is linked. Perhaps I've not fully understood with what you mean with baseline. This is linked to how you enter the data in the end. No.
No. If first you put what you thought, what you planned, and
okay.
No,
a forecast, a kind of forecast.
Yes.
Okay.
And no. You just have to enter the reality at the end, and with the measures, the recommendations you will receive, you can improve your carbon footprint for the next period, for example, etc. What the tool gives as a feature, it's possible, is to use it at the application stage.
Yeah.
And this is possible, but it's before. It's at the application stage. You can put the information in lighter information, let's say, see what could be the carbon footprint of the project as you planned it, and then you could compare it in the implementation. But few projects, it's a possibility, but it was an option not really used by the project since now. Maybe in the future, when we will be more, acquainted with that and aware of the possibilities. But no, for the moment, no.
Okay.
Already.
Thank you.
Already at the next level, Christian.
Actually, we are life cycle assessment experts, so
yeah.
This, so yeah.
Yeah, but everybody is not at the same level, so step by step. Let's start.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we have perhaps still some question. I don't know. We actually, this meeting was scheduled to last until 11:30. So I think we have already the main issues. We have identified them more or less. I wanted to perhaps to come back to summarize them in because I have started this also in the presentation. The idea was to summarize it, but mainly we have gone there already. So I'm just getting back perhaps to summarize it here also for you. So I don't know if this is the one that helps you to go.
Christophe, there is still one raised hand.
There's one raised hand. Okay. In the meantime,
Aisha.
let's go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm Aisha. I'm activity. And one basic question is when we try to answer the data in the tool, where do we find the information? Because it's impossible to register the data inserted. Different from the Excel file. When we try to enter the data, we couldn't find it after on the tool.
Okay. You have to go. Perhaps I'm going back to this to make it clear because I think that's important. But the tool for now, I have really a problem because I think probably you are all also trying to work on the tool in parallel, and we have a gateway timeout now, so I cannot show you. I can try to show you perhaps on the slides because I have made some copies where it's also. But we have we had this issue already once with this timeout. This is perhaps when the tool is overcharged. So I cannot show it to you right away. Okay, I'm going now to my slides and looking for the one where perhaps you can see this. Here actually. So on the left hand you have your calculator, and below your calculator, below you have the carbon footprint results. Okay, can you see it here?
Yeah.
Quick, because I'm not moving to the other, because I'm switching from one slide to the other side. Okay, then you have different features. And if you go now to detailed analysis, for example, you can choose in this detailed analysis, you can choose here your different entries. These are same sections where you have entered your data, okay?
Maybe I have a problem, but I don't seem to have the same slide as you.
Yeah, I confirm, Christoph, we're still seeing the slide with the travel,
you're seeing the slide
with the gasoline and all
Yes.
this.
Okay. So I have to go back and to share. You always okay. Thanks
Yeah, I
for
think
telling me because because this is of course a different. Okay, I'm trying to reshare. You can see now the slide with the carbon footprint results.
No, it's the same one.
Is it this? Now it's changing. Okay. So I'm okay. This is okay. Now I understand why. Yeah. From here I have to go back from that. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you actually. Now you can see the detailed analysis in the carbon footprint results. Okay.
Yes.
So this is where you have, if you go, now you go further down. Yes. And here you have all the different sections where you have entered your data, okay? So travel entries, office, smart working, and whatever. Okay. And then, for example, here you have the data that is entered. And you can also delete the data that you have entered. For example, if you want to change something. And if you go then to the very end, here you have the percentage of the carbon footprint then.
Okay, so that's what we did, and
Exactly.
it doesn't seem to work. So that's why we tried to wait for this meeting to.
Yeah,
That's
but
what after entering all the data, we couldn't find in the information.
yeah, check
that
this
we entered.
out. If it is in the
Okay.
detailed analysis of each section, if you go to the detailed data and you cannot find it, still cannot find it, then get in touch and I will try to
Of
find
course.
it. But yeah, for now this is working because I've tried it several times. So this is usually the part that is working.
Okay.
Are there still some more?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there still some more questions to be directly? Then I wanted to give you perhaps a summary on some identified issues. This is first of all the summary dashboard error I've already mentioned. So for now, this is why we're insisting on the data entry. But the summary dashboard for now, I also have this error message. I can confirm it's a feature we have to work on. All of you have confirmed this Excel files. We have talked about it, so I'm just repeating. Okay, we have this issue as well. We have discussed this as well. Work package activity deliverable. It's not required for this reporting. It's interesting, like Laura has mentioned, that there is perhaps also a possibility to advance on this. Why not? So perhaps at a later period we can have a useful output also on this. So thank you very much if you have some ideas on this. Yeah, this is one point that we have not mentioned, but it has been raised in some feedback I got. I wanted to share it with all of you. If, for example, you have entered data and you go to this, what we have seen now, to this detailed analysis, then you have a possibility to go back to the data and to change, for example, from flight to train. But this is also not working. So if you just go to the data and you change your transportation mode, for example, you get a 0% result. So you have to delete the data completely and to enter new data, or just to enter new data. You cannot use this data change between modes of transportation, for example. This is the thing that I've tried. So just an indication, do not use this data change option. It's not working for now. Yeah, this is then the part that we have actually where we have already been for now for the last 40 minutes. We have discussed the testimonials, and so this is actually where we are. And this was more or less a summary of indications I still wanted to share. Now, is there still some feedback from your side? Joel, I see Joel again.
Yes, sorry again, because I didn't ask those questions before because I thought that we were gonna be going through the usabilities of the tool. I have a question on the communication material. So if we go to the communication material, there's a category of report pages. So in this category, if we are producing several reports, we combine all the pages together and we put the number. This is it. So let's say we're producing a report of 10 pages and we've printed 20 copies of this, which means we put 200 pages. This is how we do it.
Yeah, there were some issues with communication material. You have already raised another issue, I remember, in your feedback. I think it was also you, Joel.
Yes,
about
it's about
this,
the full accreditation
exactly.
and partial.
And
Yes.
I could not give you an answer on this full accreditation and partial accreditation. I have checked. I also have these are some particular issues where I also do not. I could not find the answer because what I wanted to show you actually for some of the entries, if you go to the template where you enter your data, you have always these information features. Unfortunately, now I cannot go back to the tool because currently it's not working, but you have information and then you have a quite precise description of what is meant. But for that precise question, there was none. So on the matter of pages, I also, for now, I cannot give you a precise answer on it. In general, from what I've seen, communication material is not one of the main issues when it comes to the percentage of reported carbon footprint activities. It's interesting to have it as well, but it is something that is compared to office and travel. It's not basically from our work one of the very, very important issues. But I will have a look at it. Send me a mail again, and I will check it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And concerning the labor, we just put the staff allocated to the project only. We do not put, for example, the volunteers who are working.
Yeah, this is something that because usually we wanted to have it really concise to the project, but I would leave it up to you. If you really have volunteers that you can identify how much time they are working on the project, or that they are traveling, or you can identify them what they do for the project, why not? It's not an obligation, but there are organizations I know that are working a lot with volunteers, and then it's perhaps interesting. But this is not something that we are funding. Usually, they are volunteers, so we cannot make it an obligation to consider it for the carbon footprint as well. But it could be interesting for you to get this feedback and to get this input as well. So why not? But don't complicate your life with identifying, I don't know, the 5% of a volunteer. So this is not it's for you in that case.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Then we have Federica.
Federica, your microphone is off. We didn't hear a single word you say. That's fine.
Just a moment. I don't know. I think my mic doesn't work.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Just one small question on regarding labor, and just to understand, because you said that the allocation to work package activity deliverable for travels is not necessary to include in this phase. Does the same applies to labor as well? Because also in labor we have to put the percentage of work done for each work package. So I was wondering if we can take it easy on this as well or not.
Yeah, but you have to enter the work package. You can take it easy for this reporting.
I mean, I can insert the work package easily, but not it would be difficult for the partners to provide the
we don't want to complicate.
Or if it can be approximate the percentage and not
but if you
strictly
can,
related to reporting.
If it's not complicated for you, then you might try. Of course, perhaps at one point we will see that we can find a useful use of it, at least from reporting period X+1 or so. But for now, we don't want to. We are not follow. There's no follow-up planned. If you think it's interesting from your side and you think it's easy, well, of course, use it. You are free to play.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Aisha again.
Yes, it's just more technical. It's regarding accommodation and traveling. Can we separate the information? For example, how to deal with people from the same organization not having the same travel? If one stays one night, the other two, should we file one row per organization, or it depends on the person?
From how I remember, the entry is you can have bulk entry if it's really the same data, and if not, you have to add with different data. So if you have two persons that are doing exactly the same accommodation and there's no difference, why not? If you have one person that is I don't know, that's changing, then you have to divide and you have to enter person by person.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I think we are more or less now also from the time limits. I don't know if there are still there's Rui Mendes still. Okay. Rui Mendes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, just a very specific question. Once you mentioned the traveling, when we are, for instance, if we have a flight and then we have a train trip during the same meeting, we have to do two different entries, or we can do it in the same entry, because I see there is an option to put the flight and then add the train. But how should we do it? The different entry or in the same entry? Because when doing it in the same entry, I've tested and the carbon footprint result is the same. So it's just a confirmation. We should do it separately, right?
Yeah, for example, if you the idea is a little bit like you claim expenditure as well. If you have a ticket from one airport to the other, and then you take from Roma Fiumicino, you take a train to go to Florence, for example, then you have another train trip to add. So this is the idea behind it, actually.
Okay, just taking taking the chance in the office work in the tool. I think there is a place to put the average working surface area per person, but then when we in the place to put the data, it just says average area surface. It's the same. It's the average per person, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
working on the project. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Okay. So I want to thank you very much for this contribution to a fruitful discussion, because it was really an interactive workshop. Yeah, the message is we want to give you, we don't want to stress you with this tool. We want you to get acquainted gradually, and we are interested in your feedback on it as well. We know that there are some developments that we have still to do from our side. We know that there are more discussions, that we have to harmonize the data in the next step, that we have to have a closer look at this. We are happy if most of you can take the initiative and get acquainted with the tool and work with it from your side, if you get some feedback on it. I will, as well, as I've said, I will, the survey that we have, I will try to find a way to leave it continuously perhaps open, so that we can get more feedback on that will come, we know, on particular issues, so that we can integrate it in the Basecamp. I hope you are all we can find a good follow-up also for the Basecamp. I want to organize your Q&A in a way that it is easily accessible for your questions, without stressing you with too many Basecamp messages, because in the beginning there has been perhaps a little bit of too much interaction on very particular issues. So that is the plan. Yeah, we want to, I think I hope we have recorded it. So yes, I can see we have recorded it. So we want to, we will provide the registration of this meeting to all of you and to all of your colleagues that perhaps are already in holidays or for one or another reason could not join us today. Yeah, okay, that's it from my side. I don't know if one of my colleagues wants still to add something. And from my side, I wish you enjoy your summer. Don't stress too much. And if you go for holidays, enjoy your holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.